Don't bully me about how bad I am at doing this part of the job.
Hey, I'm Sarah.
Hey, I'm Jeremy.
Rick is here.
Rick's here. Rick's pacing around eating McDonald's.
A Big Mac.
I think my favorite thing about Rick is knowing that if he works at 7 a.m., he wakes up at 5 a.m. to get ready, call a cab. Yeah, the whole thing. Even though he
2
takes
hours
a cab.
before his shift?
Yeah. If Rick has to record a podcast at noon, Rick is still in bed at 11:40.
Typical.
Yeah. Oh, he's coming back. He can defend himself now.
He did clean himself, though. Oh,
He did clean
he's going to
himself.
double check.
Sorry, I know you're referencing that he did shower, but I like to think that he just like licked himself.
He had Big Mac sauce all over his face and didn't know. And then Jeremy told him.
Yeah, I look out for the boy. Grab the fucking mic.
What if I just stood there
Jesus
staring at you guys?
Christ.
The Boys is trending again.
Oh man, the boys are so good.
Oh, it's because the season 2 finale just came out today.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Have you watched any of the boys? I don't know if we've talked about this.
No, Colin was watching it, but he's already on season 2, so I haven't seen it. However, I do want to talk about Upload. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
You have seen it?
Yeah.
What did you think?
It was good. It's kind of. Have you seen The Good Place?
Yes, I wasn't the greatest fan of it, but I have a weird sense of humor.
It's almost the same kind of not knockoff, but it's the same kind of
premise
as that. And there's one thing, I've never been really good at explaining what it is about it that I don't really like.
Okay, so Upload is also by Prime TV or Video
Amazon
Prime Video,
Amazon
Prime Video. That's really hard. The idea is it's set in 2033 and you can upload your brain and all of your memories into, and like basically everything about yourself into a like database.
Okay.
And then you live forever.
Okay.
So you can still interact with people. Like if I were to die and I got uploaded, I could still hang out with you virtually.
So there's no escaping you, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
I am everywhere.
Nice. I've had this nightmare before.
But then like it's a really interesting show because you know when you think of like futuristic shows like back when they made like Back to the Future or like the Jetsons and stuff, it was so like
the year 2000.
Yeah. But this one is kind of a little more like within reach. Mm-hmm. And so you can still call people even if you're an upload to present time. You're just like not physically there.
Gotcha.
And then they have like regular cars still and bikes, but like now bikes like can drive themselves. So like basically you could like hop on a bike and then get home and then the bike will just like go off. So it still has tires, but then they also have vehicles that are like floaty. New and yeah, they kind of are like floaty, and other things that are relevant are like they have a thing like vape, what is it, vape lung?
Yeah, so like one of the dads in the hospital because he has vape lung and he's dying.
Yeah, so just like very relevant things that like right now it's like futuristic but like within reach. Don't say too much because I haven't finished it yet.
No, one of my favorite things about that show though is that it's still a for-profit business. So like the entire afterlife and everything is still like you need money in real life in order to capitalism still reaches beyond the grave.
Yeah, there's like an area that like you can go into Upload and they have different kinds too. You can get like put onto a SIM card and just like used when like things get cheap, but like basically the whole idea is like if you have like the insurance for it and can pay for everything in the afterlife, you can live forever. Yeah,
I like the idea of doing that. So I die and I have the money and I'm like a vengeful person. I'm really not, but I like the idea of becoming a vengeful person, and I just get uploaded into like a SIM card of like someone that I hate's phone. So I just fuck with their phone all the time, and make sure they have like a really good contract that they don't want to get rid of the phone.
Spooky.
Yeah, right. Like I'm haunting their phone and they're like, oh, but it's the iPhone 11 Max and I don't want to get rid of it, but it just
keeps doing these weird things.
Siri's taken over.
My Siri's name is Germany now?
Actually, okay.
It changed. I know you're referencing like what my name was when you first met me, but I like to think that I just keep changing the language to German.
My Siri language is actually an Australian male.
Actually, have you seen Jexy on Amazon Prime? It's a movie with Adam Devine as like the main, and it's about how Jexy being like this phone company's like Siri essentially falls in love with the dude and AI is just like helping him out in life and whatever.
Interesting.
And then he runs into some problems, and that's the movie.
Shout out to Amazon Prime Video.
Oh, dude, Amazon Prime. Like, have you seen Utopia? That new one?
No. I've seen it on there, but I just watched Honey Boy. Have you seen that one? Mm-mm. You've seen it? What did you think about it?
I wasn't in a good headspace to watch something like that. Like, I just didn't give a shit. It's weird because, like, I get very invested, even in bad shows and stories. I get invested way too heavily, so I can find things I like about it. And that is just a time where I'm like, I need to go back and re-experience this because I did not give this the full.
So if anyone hasn't seen Honey Boy,
have not.
It's Shia LaBeouf's movie.
Yeah,
Shia
LaBeouf. It's his movie about when he was a kid, and it goes through like his childhood traumas in like 3 separate stages. Mm-hmm. So it's got like little kid Shy, and then like teenager Shy, and then like, but then Shy plays his dad, which is the abuser.
Oh.
So it's kind of a weird, It's good though. I watched it.
And he's Shy the whole time.
All right, thanks for listening, guys. We were talking about, you talked about the Siri thing. I want to bring something up that kind of sucks, but I just kind of want to get it off my chest. So Rooster Teeth, an animation production company down in Texas, they're like they started out making machinima and doing like video game videos, and then they branched off and now they do a whole bunch of stuff. They have a video game, they have a movie, they have a bunch of anime series, like huge company. And you know that saying, like, never meet your heroes? I think the internet does a really good job of, doesn't matter if you want to meet your heroes or not, your heroes' secrets are going to be blasted for everyone to see.
Everywhere.
2 guys from subsidiary channels of Rooster Teeth, so Funhouse and Achievement Hunter, they're Let's Play channels, so just like gangs of people who play games and do funny commentaries, and they have cool podcasts. And, and like those are a lot of things that people reach out for like distractions away from their shit, right? You have a bad day, you throw on YouTube, go to Funhouse, watch a funny video, these guys just being idiots,
right?
Super funny, makes you feel better. I've been watching Achievement Hunter since I was like 14, and I've been watching Funhouse since it began in 2012 or something like that. One of the founding members of Funhouse just got outed for cheating on his wife, and he was sending dick pics to like a whole bunch of people around the internet. And then the other guy, Ryan Haywood from Achievement Hunter, he was having a bunch of alleged affairs over Snapchat and stuff. He has a wife and kids, and he was cheating on her and stuff like that. And it's just like, how hard is it not to cheat on your spouse?
And now they are no longer your hero.
Correct. And they're not even, like, they got kicked off their channels and everything too. So, no, it's just like, the one thing that really messes me up is, like, Adams, especially, he is like a huge advocate for like mental health, and he's very open about being like, like I'm in a bad place right now, I'm going to take a step away, go for a week and just relax and get my head right. And then his wife has been with him through thick and thin, like just behind him, helping him every step of the way. And then he was doing all this. So
not a fan of shady people.
Those people don't deserve birthdays.
Perhaps. Wow, that really fucked you up.
That was like the purest insult I've ever heard.
It's actually a pretty good one. I almost ran over a kid yesterday, speaking of people who don't deserve birthdays. Okay. Tell me if I'm the asshole.
You're the asshole.
No. Let me explain.
Tell me I'm an asshole.
So I mounted the curb.
I defy you to tell me I'm an asshole.
I mounted the curb and I dropped into 4th gear and I just
mounted the curb.
You've never heard that? Anyways, so I'm driving in Sherwood Park and through like the residential areas, and I look at the clock and it's like 12:40. So lunchtime. Kids are out about doing their thing.
Yeah.
And I like drive past this like residential area where there's like a playground to the left, and then to the right is like a path that I assume goes to a school. I don't know Sherwood very well, but that's where, because there was droves of kids. So I'm going slow. Like I'm going 30 to make sure that none of them jump in front of me or get pushed or want to end it all.
And yet one did, or what?
Yeah. So then I come to a crosswalk and I stop, and there's a big group of them crossing. And this one kid, as he's walking, he just stands in the middle of the crosswalk and freezes in place. Like he in motion. Like one leg was on the ground, one was up, like in a position to show like he was purposefully just standing there. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
What a little douche.
And behind him was another group of people. So I'm like, okay, I'll let them pass. I don't give a shit. I had nowhere to be. So I'm like, okay, so they go by and the kid continues to stand there 10, 15, 20 seconds. And the worst part was he was looking ahead at his buddies who were not paying attention to him continue to walking. Because he was obviously oh, trying to impress my friends, trying to be funny.
Yeah.
So he kept like looking at them. And I'm like, if you're going to do that, look at me. Like, don't be a coward. Look me in the eyes when you fuck with my day. Because then I would be like, okay, this kid's got balls and I respect that. And then I waited. And I'm not kidding. Like I looked at the song that was playing on my dash. Yeah. It shows you the bar of how many seconds have gone by. 40 seconds went by. And this kid just stood there. So then I just shifted into gear. And I just I have a loud truck. So and I like got to the left side of the road. So I was well out of his way.
Okay.
Like to make sure I wasn't going to hit him. But like stepped on it to make the engine go, release. So I didn't actually go that fast and just crawl around him. The minute I stepped on the pedal, he jumped and sprinted.
Forwards.
Yeah.
Typical.
To the sidewalk, to his buddies.
I'd also just like to note that you did the most white boy Alberta thing. And
yes.
I step in my gas.
40 seconds, Sarah.
I'm just saying.
I know it was white boy Alberta fucking thing. It was just like
you're a Berta boy now. I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
Hashtag Berta boys.
Kenny will save us all.
Okay, we're not gonna go there.
No, just kidding. Okay, we don't I don't really want to get political because I think we all kind of run on the same wavelength, but I don't want to alienate people who don't. But it is objectively funny. I don't care if you're right, left. It is objectively funny that during a vice presidential debate, a fly buzzed its way on to the vice president's head and just sat there. I think that's hilarious.
I like how he also has a Twitter now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I like even more that someone took the liberty to make a Twitter account for that fly, and its header is of all the piles of shit that I've landed on, that was the stinkiest.
How do we know for sure that fly wasn't just running the debate?
Honestly,
he was.
Yeah.
The mic is just down by his head.
Say this in his ear. Say this in his ear.
Yeah.
Say this. Repeat after me.
What does this fly want?
What is the agenda of a fly? You ever think about
True. I just was thinking about this one time we had this big fly. He's the biggest bastard I've ever seen. The size of a quarter.
That's a big
Why
fly.
do flies need to be that big?
That's
Anyway, and because they're that big, they just kind of lazily
go
around. They don't fly around the way flies do. Yeah. And then one time Colin was staring at it and he was in our bedroom. He's looking at this fly.
He's like, babe, that fly is thick as hell.
And then he grabs it, literally with one hand, and then it freaked him out because he's never caught a fly before. And then he was like, ah! And then threw it across our room, and it went into our bathroom, and we heard it hit the wall and then fall to the floor. So we shut the door because we didn't want it to get out. And then I was like, now we're gonna go check on the fly. We opened it up, and this big bastard laying on the floor spinning. It was
He's got stars above his head.
So big that
What's
I could
the fattest
see them.
fly you've ever seen?
No, I was just thinking about bugs in general. Are you allergic to bug bites or anything like that?
I don't think so. My dad's allergic to wasps.
Are you?
No.
You know how I found out I was allergic to wasps?
Rick's my dad, by the way.
Always something with Rick. Okay, how'd you find out?
We were too poor.
Too poor for regular food, so I had to go hunting for some bugs.
Yeah.
Timon and Pumbaa. Oh my god.
No, I was camping with family out in the middle of nowhere, and there was a wasp nest, and me and my cousins were just fucking with it because we're just asshole children.
Well, y'all couldn't afford a ball or anything. Yeah, fun something.
Yeah, we were ready to play beach volleyball with this wasp nest.
We're playing tag, but it's not fun with only two people, so we found a third player.
And then, we were just fucking with it, I guess. I wasn't really fucking with it because I'm a good kid and for the sake of the story. No.
Rick doesn't even have a cousin.
Anyway, it was just me with a baseball bat swinging at pinatas.
Yeah.
And then a wasp came out and just bit me on the eyebrow. And then on eyebrow. So, my face just swelled up like a fucking beach volleyball.
The one that he couldn't afford to play with.
Almost poetic.
Then he started throwing his own head around.
I'd give anything for a beach volleyball right now.
What if you were one? This is some weird genie type.
Yeah. Some monkey paws energy.
What's that movie or that show from YTV with the two, like, Wanda and...
Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah. It was like, you just asked for it, and then they were like, here you go.
Like,
yeah.
Now you're
if you had fairy godparents when you were a kid, it would kind of make sense, though. Because they're sent to kids, like...
less fortunate.
Yeah, who needed something.
True.
They had too many rules, so I kicked them out.
Okay. Well, they disappear when you get to a certain age, when you don't need them anymore.
I didn't need them.
So maybe you had them when you were living with your dad in Essen, working at the money laundering, Radio Shack, pizza place, movie theater.
We talked about that already?
Are we talking about Ozark?
No, we're
I know we're talking about your life. I know that.
When I lived in Turtleford, Saskatchewan,
Shout out.
and worked at the Percy's Pizza. Okay, you can just Google this, by the way. And it's a laundromat with a car wash and like a convenience store / restaurant /
takeout pizza place.
Yeah, subs, stuff like that. Like everything.
That is so small town.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have enough room to put all of these buildings. So we're just going to make it all into one, and it's one convenience stop for you.
And not to mention, I was the only one working there.
Ever.
By myself. Like the entire time.
7 days a week.
Or Rick and his fairy godparents were the only ones working there.
You go there, it's not even there.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a location here for 40 years.
Rick, where were you?
Rick recently did like a deep dive on YouTube for that town to see like what's going on because it's so small. Like he's like, oh, I wonder like current events are going on.
Yeah.
And he found this video of someone doing like a virtual tour.
That wasn't even that town. That was a town before
Is that
I
Aston?
lived there. No, this is Belt Butte. This is a town of 6 houses.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You were saying like there's like 6 houses in the town and the dude did a virtual tour and you're like, oh, I'll see my house, and didn't even go to Rick's house.
Yeah.
He went to 5 of the houses.
I got to see my neighbors. It was just across the road, and then he just panned over the other way, just got to the house. I'm like, you're screwing me here, buddy.
He's like on the video, he's like, oh, we don't talk about that house. That house fucking sucks.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that because the video is from 2013. I think the house had been torn down at that point. My childhood house got torn down. How dare they?
Was it condemned?
Yeah. There was black mold even when we were living there.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Dude, every year my sister had to live in the basement. We're just going off.
No, I just love that every podcast eventually goes into like your weird life. Like, we actually talk about the saga of Rick.
Yeah, eventually we'll get through it. How many podcasts we do?
Will we get
It's not enough.
It just slowly becomes like the Rick show. Like we just like
The Rick.
every day, like the pictures of me and Sarah on the logo like get a little bit smaller.
Hey guys, welcome to my solo podcast featuring.
All of a sudden, it's just Rick talking to himself.
Yeah, this is why I edit the podcast and not Rick, because he would mute our channels and it would just be his.
Sometimes I'll just be talking.
Sometimes
anyways,
like
my
that.
sister, she had a bedroom in the basement that my dad built and whatever, and it was built fine, like whatever. But after a few years, our basement just started flooding because of all the snow and whatever, and my sister couldn't sleep down there anymore. And then it was after we had moved out there, we had come back like 2 years later or whatever. No one had lived there. There'd been no heat or anything, or no one pumping out the basement. We had a pump in the basement. Think about that.
Yeah, that's. This is too far gone to fix, so we're just gonna live with that energy.
We're just gonna live with it. And then like we went there and went to the house just for old time's sake, whatever.
Yeah.
There's black mold everywhere, and then you go in the basement, and the basement you can't even go into. It's just water.
Yeah,
and you're just like,
it looks like a Mario underwater level.
We lived here. It almost looks like a haunted house because it's like. Sure, there's an underwater creature living in the basement.
Yeah. The Rick Ness monster.
This is the house from The Shape of Water, by the way.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that, Shape of Water?
No.
It won awards, didn't
You
it?
ever want to fuck a fish? Watch The Shape of Water.
Yeah. Do you think that was the conversation Eric had with his buddies after he and Ariel hooked up? It's like, guys, you know how we all have a type. This is a bit I stole from someone else, by the way. Yeah, I fucked a fish.
I'd be down for that.
You'd fuck a fish?
Oh, yeah. Like, if it was a merman? Actually, I read a book coming home from Japan. So I wanted to get a book in the airport, and Colin was against it because he doesn't like the prices of airport things. But, like, I have this thing about buying a book every time I go to an airport. Anyway, we were in Japan. We were coming home. This is at the end of 6 weeks also. So then I had like, you know how Apple has like the books app?
Yeah.
And every once in a while they've got free ones on there. So the only one that I could find interesting enough to read was like a teenage rom-com-y type thing.
Hell yeah.
Basically, this girl is from Australia and she gets pulled underwater, and then there's this like mer king who needs to get married and have a baby, and because so like it's like humans that live underwater. Sorry, it's not like a mermaid, but it's like humans that live underwater, basically like Atlantis type thing. Yeah. But they've been down there for so long that because they haven't seen the sun, women can't produce anymore. So they like stole her to bring her down there so they could have a baby. So that
you had me until that, I guess.
We looked at each other.
That's what I'm saying. It gets a little weird.
The two people who don't go through like menstruation and women's reproductive health, and we're both like, that sounds made up. That's okay. I gotta
Moon
say.
cycles.
No. We weren't like that. That sounds made up. We were like, maybe.
Oh yes, of course.
That's what the eye. Yeah. That was the eye contact we had.
Yeah. Was it a good book?
It was very much a youth book, but I was into it.
Yeah, it was
but
good.
The first book was free. I would have had to pay to read the second one, so I haven't finished the series. But I was into it.
Were you like a big reader as a kid?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Were you?
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
You just read the Bible and that was it.
Not even that.
Not even that.
We had free reading in school, and I wouldn't get the I Spy books because I'm fucking technicality. or those Geronimo Stilton books. I never read them, but I always saw people reading them, so I
liked
remember
those
them.
ones actually.
Was it Flatty
rat.
Manny or whatever? That was the one you brought up years ago. That really
Flat
fucked
Stanley?
me up. Flat Stanley.
Flatty Manny.
I said Flatty Manny because I knew it was a man who was flat.
I forgot about Flat Stanley.
I had never read that either. I just like talking about things.
I wish I still read. Like I really wish I actually still read.
I have gotten back into it lately.
Yeah. What's like the best book you've read? Like what's your favorite book you've ever read?
Oh, I don't have a favorite. No.
It's the Bible.
The Lord only has one answer.
This podcast sponsored by God.
God. Aren't
Despite
all of
what we said
ours
about him in the
sponsored by
past,
God?
we're now on board.
I've been threatened enough by the Catholic Church to tell you.
What's today's memory verse?
John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he sent his only one begotten son. I don't remember the rest of it.
Sounds made up.
You don't remember your favorite book?
I have a few series that I really liked, but I wouldn't say that I have like a favorite book. I have like books that like fucked me up where I'm like, this is like
A lot.
can't part with this book now.
Yeah. I remember, I think one of my favorite books of all time it's called Graceling. It's like a fantasy series. I like books like I like movies where they're like fantastical worlds full of people with abilities. And like I've been a superhero nut since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So Graceling is the idea that imagine like 18th century England, like castles and kingdoms and dragons and shit like that. And half the people in the world are Graceling, where they have some ability better than everyone else. Like they're just so good at that one very specific thing. So like some people are graced with cooking. Some people are graced with music. One girl, the main character we follow, she's graced with murder.
So wait, is this like a watered down X-Men?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. She's graced with murder. Since she was like born, she's just been able to kill so good. So her king uses her as like a political assassin. She literally just goes and takes out his targets and that's it. And like that's where we jump in. Like we literally the first chapter of the book is her going to a castle, killing a bunch of guards and murdering I think one of the nobles. And then her life is turned upside down when she meets this dude who is graced in combat or something. And no, it's just like really, really well written. It's also geared at teens, and I read it when I was like 17 or something like that. Again, sucker for anything where it's like someone with a special ability. Love that shit. B, I get way too invested in character drama, so it was great. C, it had like a heavily implied sex scene. And that really fucked me up as like a 16, 17-year-old hormonal boy with no access to the internet.
Wait, did you just say implied?
True.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't like the artist or the author wrote out like his penis entered her vagina.
No. I just like take the next 3 pages to write down what you're imagining is happening.
Just 3 blank pages.
Write down what you think is going on.
Yeah. No.
Sex.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was so funny.
Anyways, but yeah, so that was like that's definitely one of my favorites that I've ever read ever.
I've read a lot of books. I never read the Harry Potter books, but I read the Hunger Games, and I was like a Hunger Game nut.
Yeah, me too.
I had like all this merch, and I've got like a signed copy of the third book, and I went to like the midnight release of the book, and I was like a Hunger Games nut. That was like it for me. I was also a really big fan of like John Green, Nicholas Sparks, typical like teenager kind of like love story. I'm such a sap.
Yeah.
But I also really did like futuristic kind of stuff. Like Uglies was a big one for me. Have you read that one? The idea is that everybody's pretty. And
just like our world.
So it's like a futurist. Yes.
Everyone's beautiful.
But it was
except
like
for the
fake pretty. Like everyone could like
we should eat the
change
rich.
themselves. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I just like the idea of you talking about a book and like getting really into it, and I'm here like just like spewing communist manifesto.
You're just pushing your political agenda.
Yeah. This podcast sponsored by
always is.
Karl Marx. Anyways, so everyone's pretty, but it's fake pretty in the future.
Yeah, and then they live in like this like party world. Anyway, I can't remember how she gets out, but she meets this person who doesn't live within her city, and there's like this whole like community of people who live the way we do regular life, like with books and like in houses, and like we just like age as we're supposed to. And she meets him, and then there's like this war by these like, so there's like pretties, uglies, and specials. And that's what all three books are called. So it starts with uglies and pretties and specials. But basically this whole thing is that like there's this team of like the specials who get like genetically modified to be like super strong, and like every part of them is like they have like really really good vision and like very strong
turned
like
up to
teeth,
like 11,
and then like they can like run, and their like bones are like steel and they can't break them, like that kind of thing.
Cool.
And then they're trying to take out the uglies because the uglies
are ugly,
and also just like are a chink in the armor for the pretty's life. It's a whole thing.
Interesting.
What do you guys think about audiobooks? Have you guys been into them?
I've never listened to an audiobook.
Sorry, wait.
So they're kind of good for me because like ADD, not being able to not even just being able to concentrate. I can sit there, look at a book, I can read like a page or two, but then I'll get distracted by like a weird noise or something that happens, or like.
But you'll keep reading, and then you realize that you just didn't absorb a single word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it helps me because like I can just listen to the book, and I can be like playing a game, or I can just be like walking around or whatever, and I'll be able to concentrate that way because like I walk around and zone out all the time. So it's just kind of like. That's my where I'm best at concentrating, whatever. Yeah. So and I think because I have Audible, which is through Amazon. So I think with that, I get my Amazon Prime and everything like that.
That's so crazy because this podcast is sponsored. No, I'm kidding. Man, I fucking wish we were, because that'd be the best segue ever. No, I should start doing audiobooks. Actually, I wanted to talk about that as well, because you had told me that about 2 weeks ago or something, that you looked at your daily steps, and your daily steps are some crazy, like, dude, 20,000 or something.
Okay. So
what?
I forget what it was. I realized, like, I was being very lazy. Like, I'd slept out until like the afternoon. Then I went to work at 3 and worked from 3 until 11, which my job is literally just at a desk. And I normally just get up and like listen to music and just like pace around because I'm just bored and there's nothing to do. And then it was like I think I Googled like the average steps in America, and it was something like 10,000. And then I just like looked at how many steps I had, and it was like 18. And I was like, I did this not trying at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are Americans doing?
It's just so funny to me because like I know you're anxious, and I think that's one way that you just kind of deal with it. Like you need to constantly be moving and like. I think it just like really helps, because if you sit still, you feel like shut in almost.
I'm trapped.
Yeah, so you're headstrong. So yeah, you pacing around makes a lot of sense. It just made me laugh so much. You're like 18,000 steps, and I was like, bro. So I think for Christmas I'm gonna get you a Fitbit.
He's got a really good resting heart rate then.
I'm a Fitbit.
I wonder what your resting heart rate is.
I never rest.
Do you know your blood type?
No, I can't remember. Actually, I was just talking to Colin today that I want to
donate.
Yeah.
I wanted to go donate some blood. I've never donated blood before.
I've never donated before either.
I think. Oh, maybe
I
not
never
yet.
used to weigh enough to.
I've given people blood, but I've never donated.
Podcast sponsored by the Red Cross.
Just a basket. Here you go. Just like muffins, my blood.
A Ziploc baggie full of blood. You're like, have a good day, and then you like walk down the stairs and fall.
Why is Ziploc baggie the most inconvenient thing to put any liquids in?
How did he get this in here? That's great.
Just a syringe.
Yeah. Sorry, that bit really got me. Holy crap. Okay, we were talking about books and stuff, and I thought I started talking about or thinking about Lord of the Rings.
No.
Okay.
Scholastic Book Fair. We're going to talk about that. I was never able to buy anything because I was poor.
I looked in
Mom
the
wouldn't
catalog.
let me buy anything.
So that was it. We couldn't buy any spy cheat codes.
Shout out Nakey Jakey. Yeah. Anyone listening, go on YouTube and watch Nakey Jakey's Scholastic Book Fair video. It's so funny. He's definitely one of my favorite creators on the platform. He's so funny.
Just video essays.
Yeah. Did you watch his super long one on The Last of Us 2?
No.
He released a 52-minute video about The Last of Us 2.
I've never even played the first one.
Me neither. But I could listen to him talk all the time. He's so his mannerisms of speaking and making super good points, but also making you laugh really hard with really quick punchlines is amazing.
He's Canadian, isn't he?
No, he is from North Dakota.
Oh.
South Dakota. South Dakota. He's from South Dakota.
I knew I didn't like him. Just kidding.
You're the one who showed me him.
I know.
I think I've decided, going back to us talking about Amazon Prime shows, I was the one who told you for weeks to watch The Boys. Yeah. To watch The Boys, like over and over. And then you were like, yeah, I'll get around to it. And just like you were pretty nonchalant. And now like you're on the train and you love it and you tweet about it and you talk to other people about it.
I didn't tweet about it.
You tweeted. You and Kyle were going back and forth about it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, no, you absolutely tweeted about it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways.
I don't remember anything that's happened in the last month.
Anyways. So like, you know, it's like, okay, cool. Like, it's good to see that he's like getting into it. And like, I was right about him liking it. I'm glad that I found him something that he can enjoy. And I feel very happy that I was able to bring you something you like. So what I'm going to do is you're going to tell me to watch Utopia for like a couple months. And then I'm going to watch it. And then I'm not going to reference at all that you told me to watch it.
No, I don't want you to watch it.
You literally said at the beginning of this podcast.
No, I want Sarah to watch it.
I'm going to fucking kill you. It's supposed to be the Jer and Sar show.
Okay, we stated from day one it was going to be the Jer and Sar show.
That's fair.
We made the joke today that it was going to be Rick, but
let's make some merch and not have Rick at all.
I'm going to make my own podcast, and it's going to be over here.
I so want merch. I want merch so bad.
What do you want?
I really want like a little cartoon version of Sarah pulling a wagon.
Why?
Because Sarah's got a wagon.
Oh my god. Wait, can it be a sticker?
Or a pin. Something like that.
Cute.
I'm into it. No, titling these episodes has been my favorite shit ever. It's like the only thing bringing me joy at this point. 2020 sucks.
Word.
What was your biggest plan that got uprooted from everything going on in 2020?
Coming home from Asia, finishing my diploma, getting a job, and working full-time in my field and totally loving my life.
Wait, that was ruined? Wait, what? What was the question?
What was something that she wanted to do, like a list of stuff she wanted to do in 2020 that got uprooted from the pandemic and everything?
So, okay, yes, I see.
So she's correct. Her answer is correct.
Okay, yes. No, I just got lost.
This isn't
No,
from
he
us.
just doesn't listen when I talk.
No,
He doesn't listen when anyone talks. He's literally in his mind. His mind runs like this: is it my turn? 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 Is it my turn?
Hey, it's my turn.
It's your turn, Rick. Go ahead.
I wasn't done yet.
Nothing got uprooted for me. I'm doing exactly what I want.
Cool. Go ahead, Sarah.
I also wanted to travel more. That didn't happen. I wanted to get my RYT, registered yoga training.
Gotcha.
That didn't
Do you have to go
happen.
away for that?
No, you could do it here, but I would like to because I think when you do it here, it's got to be over the weekends. And I think it's like 8 weekends or something like that. I haven't really totally looked into it, but I would like to do like the full 200-hour, like 5-week thing and just like kind of
go somewhere.
Go through the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try and go next year in November. So hopefully a year from now.
Knock on wood.
Because then I'm going to go for my quarter life crisis.
Is that also a weekend retreat or?
No, I'm turning 25 next year, so I'm gonna make him a whole quarter life crisis thing. That I'm just like,
you're gonna live to 100. That sounds exhausting.
I don't know,
I'm
but
clocking out at 40. That's why I eat like shit.
I'm taking a sabbatical at 45.
I'm getting uploaded at 40 for sure. Whether the technology exists or not.
Uploaded it probably.
I'm uploading myself.
Yeah.
How old?
A USB anywhere.
You're 24?
Yes. I just turned 24 2 months ago.
I turn 25 in March. That's coming up. Like 4 months? No, what am I saying? That's like 5.
5 months from now?
Yeah.
It's coming up. You're not wrong.
It makes me uncomfy.
March 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
What did you want to do this year that didn't happen?
I think for me, it would have been just concerts.
That's a big one.
I was supposed to go to BVJ. What a weird
I
idea
went to
that
like
is.
40 concerts last year.
Wow. Weird flex.
And I haven't been to a single one this year. It was so
Yeah.
weird. And I didn't really realize like how much I missed live music until the summer came around. And then I was like, we can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I saw so many.
That's it. That is kind of the unfortunate thing of the timing of this all. Because like I think if winter had hit and then Corona came in, I think that would have been a very different kind of thing. Because nobody wants to go outside anyways.
But it did hit in winter.
Well, it hit in like
March.
It's been a year.
It hit in March. No.
it hit Canada in March.
Yes.
Yeah. The
But it's
lockdown
still-
started in March.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But it's still been a year. Like
Since it got noticed, yes.
Corona started coming out October, November last year.
Yeah.
It was.
But it didn't affect me, so.
I understand.
No,
But everything's not about you. Sorry to break it to you.
what?
It's all about me.
Sorry? Oh, yeah, you're right. This is not a good like dynamic for this because we're all very self-centered.
No, like they closed the borders to China,
Yeah.
to the Asian countries in like
November.
December, January.
Yeah.
Like when we were in Vietnam and Sri Lanka, they had already closed it. Like,
Oh, wow.
So, but we didn't really realize
Yeah.
like how much that affected our travel until we got home to be like, because a huge part of tourism in Asia is also from Chinese people.
Yeah.
So when we were in Vietnam, yeah, there was like no waits on anything. And like, yeah, it was busy and there was like travelers, but it wasn't like, I guess like as crowded as it typically
a
is.
big portion of
Yeah.
what populace could have been was not
Yeah.
there. Interesting.
So that was kind of cool for us to go and be like, yeah, we didn't have to wait for anything. Like we got to do all these cool things.
Similar, but not at all the same. When I was in Bali, it was like their slow season. It wasn't like it wasn't their. Yeah,
It wasn't their peak.
Yeah, it wasn't their peak or anything. There was some tourists because like it's nice for a majority of the year or whatever. And then yeah, we were there and there was just no one. Like like all the restaurants that we went to were just empty and it was just us two and it was great.
Bali is pretty tourist heavy.
Oh yeah. But I think it's only within like the last 10 years it became that because of Instagram and all that.
That's fair.
It's a lot of Instagrammers.
So you probably the winter months, hey, or when it gets busy, like our winter months.
Well, it's mostly like Australia because that to them that's their like holiday spot.
Cancun
That's like their Mexico. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Interesting.
a lot of Australians go there to like surf and whatever. Condensation.
Interesting. No, I just like that is a different like thought process on that as well. Like the idea of like we didn't notice the pandemic actually affect us until March.
Yeah.
But you obviously were in a completely different continent, and it had much more of an effect on you.
I got my ears pierced a week before lockdown, so I'm blaming lockdown on me getting my ears pierced.
Honestly, like 2020 has actually been like.
Let's recap.
Let's
go back.
2019 was a rough year. 2019 was a bad year.
Oh,
Like,
2019 was good for me. 2018 was bad
Yeah.
for me.
No, I had a bad.
I have no bad years.
But let's recap 2020 because we didn't do the Roaring 20s for New Year's. Well, actually, I dressed up in gold, but I didn't do like the whole flapper Roaring 20s thing.
What did we do for New Year's? Was it Party at the Nut House?
I had a panic attack. I know that.
Oh, Brandon's.
Yeah.
Why is it? Oh, yeah, I skipped out on the group photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have a Roaring 20s party either.
And then, so I was gone January, February, so I don't really know what happened. So I come home in February, and then the world shuts down in March, and then Tiger King comes out.
Oh yeah, that was a whole that was a season.
Shit.
That was a whole season.
That's what I'm saying. Like we got Tiger King, and then there were murder hornets, and then winter lasted longer than it was supposed to.
Kobe died.
Kobe Bryant died when we were in Asia. Yeah, so that's before the world shut down.
Yeah. There was there's a tweet. Probably I saw it in July. I think it was posted. And this dude was like, my boss and his wife saved up all their vacation days to take a 6-month sabbatical in the middle of their cabin in Montana or something. They have no internet, no cell phones. It's just them two. This dude doesn't even know Kobe died. Like in the midst of a pandemic and everything.
Like, in the taping of Big Brother,
Yep.
they didn't know there was a global pandemic going on for half the season or something.
That's scary.
That's fucking weird.
When you come out of it and then you're like, oh my God, nothing is the same.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That's nuts.
What else happened? Murder hornets. There was a bunch of fires.
BLM.
Australia was on fire for a really long time at the beginning of this year.
George Floyd, Breonna Taylor.
Yep.
Yeah, all that.
All the riots in the States that were going on. Was it, who got bombed? Not bombed. That explosion that happened in...
I know.
Not Nicaragua.
No.
I know. Like that's why I'm saying not
East,
there.
yeah.
Oh, that's driving me nuts. Yeah. Okay.
I can't remember.
Let's see.
Yeah, but we should still be calling it out properly. It's been a weird year. What else happened?
Lebanon? Yeah, I think so.
I gotta get better at typing with one hand so we don't have so much downtime.
What else happened this year?
Beirut.
Yeah.
Man. Should we just bring up a list of all major events of 2020? That's nuts.
It's been a weird,
Any good things happen this year though?
We started the podcast.
Yeah.
True.
I released my first EP.
Also, it is October 9th.
Yep.
And it is beautiful outside. And 2 years ago, it was heavily snowing. And 4 years ago, it was heavily snowing at this time already. So...
Shout out global warming.
Apparently, we're supposed to have a long, cold, snowy winter.
They say that every year.
Correct.
But it's going to be an extra long, cold, snowy winter because nobody's allowed to travel. Actually, you can.
Yeah, you can go to
You can go
Europe.
places. You just have to come home and isolate for 2 weeks when you get home.
Don't you have to isolate when you get there too? You have to isolate for a week, do whatever you want, and then not whatever you want.
No, I think some places said as long as you because you have a lot of places, the stipulation to get into the countries, you have a test within 72 hours before you leave.
Oh,
so I think if you come up negative before you go, you don't have to self-isolate when you
that
get
makes
there.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the expectation is that no one on the plane is.
Yeah.
Seek. I see you.
I still wouldn't go anywhere.
Oh,
No, I don't have the funds.
I'm
to
heavily
go anywhere
considering going to
anyways.
Honduras. Go diving for a couple weeks, come home, sit at home for 14 days.
No, I just couldn't get the time off.
I don't think I
You
could
could call in
either.
sick.
Call in sick twice.
Twice. Sorry, I'm still not feeling well.
Sorry, I just got back. I'm sick.
Yeah. Never believe what I caught out there.
In the woods.
It's crazy to think that it's been over a year since we went to San Francisco.
Yeah. Since
I'd love to go to
Warped
San
Tour.
Francisco.
I want to go back. I really want to go back to San Francisco. I actually want to do Alcatraz. I'm very sad we didn't have time for that.
I want to go back to New York.
Ooh, I would love to see Alcatraz.
New York.
I do
would
New
be
York.
dope again.
I want to do all the Canadian provinces too. Let's do a road trip.
Toronto.
Let's do a road trip and record the podcast.
I want to go to the island.
As in Vancouver?
Victoria? Yes.
I meant British Columbia, not Vancouver.
Have you guys ever been on a cruise?
All the same. No.
No? Cruise?
My mom was pregnant, and she went on a cruise with me.
That counts. I think that counts.
Definitly counts.
I
bet you were the life of the
That, by
party.
the way.
That would count as you being extra baggage, but that counts.
Well, I was extra baggage on the inside and outside.
Aww. I'll carry you around.
No, my
All
parents.
110 pounds of you.
My parents would always go on cruises.
115. Don't doubt my strength.
Wow, I was really close. I'm really bad at guessing weights.
I'll pick you up.
Do it.
I'll give you a pee bag.
I would grow an inch.
And would you though?
Yeah, I'd probably lose more. What? Sarah's short.
He's just mad that we interrupted him again.
I just zoned out, and then
because he's waiting. Is it my turn? Is it my turn? Is it my turn? Is it my turn?
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, is it my turn to say something? I'm not even gonna listen to these guys.
There's a John Mulaney bit about that too, right? Where he's like, I was waiting for my friend to stop talking so I could talk. You know how conversations work. Oh, you're done? Okay, I'll go now. Not like that. No, I'm actually, you were talking about live music, and actually one thing that has been kind of cool about that is now bands are doing like live streams. They're doing live stream performances, so we have a chance to actually see bands who might not come to Edmonton.
I'm not into that.
It's something, and like
I know I'm not into it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I would rather just like play Spotify than listen to like a live stream. I don't know.
Really?
Just yeah.
It's essentially the same thing.
As long as
Rick just
like
I gave him the middle
weird
finger,
high
and then
five.
he gave me like the high finger, so he gave it back, and we just kind of tapped fingers.
Yeah.
Like Boston Manor's doing their live stream next week, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, and they're doing it in like a very cool venue too.
Like it's actually like a really big venue.
It's the Bell Tower or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. No, I'm excited for that. And like Slaves was really good live. Like watching their live set was really cool.
I'm gonna tie this all up.
Yeah.
Movies again. School of Rock. Jack Black. Love him. So good. That stands up. We watched it the other day. Really funny. Anyway, we were watching that, and then I really just want to go to a rock concert because those are just like a total vibe. And then it reminded me one time that I went to Greta Van Fleet, just like super spontaneously, and it was like the best night of my life. Except I woke up with a massive headache from just like
Been there.
Give yourself a concussion.
True.
One time I was in a pit at a metal show, and I was like, and I don't really mosh, but this band, they were one of the bands, they're called Periphery, and they were one of the first metal bands I ever got into. My brother-in-law showed me them, and they were like my entry into the gateway. They were my gateway drug into the methamphetamine that is metal.
Mm-hmm. I got your analogy. I
got
got you. I got you.
Good.
Keep going.
But yeah, so we were at the show. I was just giving her shit in the pit, having a good time, and I like, you bounce off people, you like push, and like it's all in good fun. And me being a big
It's like
guy,
ping pong, but you're the ball.
yeah, and like I'm a big guy, so I definitely don't like throw my weight around. Like I'm not actually trying to hurt people, so just kind of bouncing whatever. And a guy like pushed me, and he was stronger than I thought, and he pushed me with force, and I flung over, and I was coming from the right, and another guy was coming from the left, and his arm went out, and his fist got directly on my mouth and cut the inside of my lip. Like I bit into my lip. I still have a scar there. So I got some pretty cool merch, is what I'm saying from the show. I went to a Periphery concert, and the only thing I got was a bloody lip.
I went to Punk in Drublic last year. That was so much fun. I missed most of it because Colin was working, and I got a lot of concerts for free last year. So I work for a radio station in Edmonton. Shout out.
Radio.
Do you want to shout out which radio station?
Kiss 91.7 and Sonic 102.9.
Shout out.
To both of them. They're owned by the same. Anyway, so I just went to all these concerts last year, and they'd be like, hey, we've got tickets. They're sitting on the shared space. You can just take them if you want them. Or like I'd like host a concert or whatever, or go there and like work the event. So yeah, and then we got tickets to Punk in Drublic. So we went late.
I love that name.
Punk in Drublic.
It's like that's such
Drunk
clever.
in public.
That's such clever marketing,
right? So then, it was like a craft beer fest and a punk festival all at the same time.
Perfect.
It was awesome. So we
not?
missed it, but they had like craft beer for free for like 2 hours. You could just go get unlimited craft beer, and then after like whatever time the craft beer fest thing was over, it was just like pay for your beer and stuff after that. So we missed all that, which would have been awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of dangerous.
That's a lot.
We
of
got
beer.
there, everyone was fucking wasted.
Oh yeah.
We have a fountain made of vodka. Fucking enjoy. It's free.
Craft beer, Rick. Vodka.
I'm just thinking, like, what's the most dangerous thing you could put in front of people?
Yeah.
Free craft beer.
I think it'd be free Patron.
Yeah.
Just free tequila. That'd be a bad idea. I'm kind of into it. All right, so at my wedding, I'm going to have an open bar, but there's only tequila.
Just a tequila fountain.
But at your own risk.
Gotta bring your own mix.
Yeah.
Shot glasses, lime, salt, tequila fountain.
Yep.
You fill your own shot glass.
But the salt's like one of those Himalayan salt lamps. You gotta chip away.
How hipster of you, Jeremy.
just fucking shaving salt just for the shot.
Hey, babe, you want to drink it? We got one.
Gotta Gotta get those minerals.
My pH balance is going to be so good after this.
Man, this really does calm you down.
Shout out to the Himalayan mountains.
Just the mountains.
Not the salt.
Not the salt.
Well, that's where they come from.
Yeah.
You sound very salty.
I'm always salty.
It is not the season for this.
For tequila? I hate tequila.
Both those puns just went so far over her head.
Sarah, can we talk about one thing that really bugs me?
Is it about,
I don't even know where it's going. I don't know where this is going.
Is it about me?
Yeah. Oh, no.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Why would you call me on the podcast like this? Now you're making me anxious.
No.
I don't know what this is. Okay, go.
Why did you do that?
It's about cereal.
Oh my god.
Oh.
What? I don't even know how to kick this off.
You're going to talk about mini wheats, and she almost had a mini weep.
So the existence of mini wheats implies the existence of regular and larger wheats.
Yes.
So there's shredded wheat, which I count as the larger wheat because it's like the biggest version.
Oh,
where the fuck's the regular wheats?
Rich bringing out his cork board and the red wire.
Yeah, we're getting crazy.
You look a little crazy right now. His hair's fluffy and sticking up.
Rick has manic scientific or like manic professor energy from Back to the Future.
Like crazy scientist energy. Like, honestly, I can play into it very well with like the hand movement.
Yeah. Okay, that was actually pretty impressive.
I know.
I've never seen you so animated before.
It's so funny. What are you doing? What are you trying to do?
Sarah's doing a recording while we're recording. We got to figure out how to do video.
But yeah, mini wheats imply the existence of larger wheats. Like, they came out with the bite-sized wheats, which are just even smaller. Like, wouldn't they be considered mini wheats? Now, mini wheat just seems redundant. So, like, where's the regular-sized wheats? Where do they... Like, what?
He's coming for you, Kellogg's.
I think it's Post. Is it Post? No, I don't know.
I could be wrong.
Can you please somehow put that video over the audio? So it's just going to be like our like picture, and then all of a sudden for 20 seconds it's just Rick.
Yeah, just people on YouTube like expecting just a still image, and then all of a sudden it's just Rick
in his insane glory.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, send it to me. I'll try my best.
I got you.
I'm gonna learn how to actually edit.
But it's such a it's such a funny, stupid thing to be super passionate about.
Yep.
They're hiding something from us. What are they keeping?
What other secrets are you hiding? Where are you keeping Donkey Kong? I know he's real.
Just regular wheats.
Just still mad about it.
I just want regular wheats.
I actually really like mini wheats.
I don't.
You'd like them a lot more if they were regular size.
No, look at her. She's tiny. She can't handle regular
Let's
wheats.
just make them. Fuck it. Let's just make
They have
regular
blueberry
wheats.
flavored, I think.
Oh, you psycho.
I love literally anything blueberry.
You went on a 10-minute rant about regular-sized wheats.
Yeah, but...
And you're calling her a psycho for liking
course.
blueberry?
Blueberry mini wheats?
This is the last episode of the podcast. I'm breaking up with you guys.
I'm with
Excuse you. No, he's just not allowed in the podcast
Oh, okay.
anymore. I am awesome.
Take that, Rick. We talked about it earlier before recording, but I kind of want to talk about it again. Benedict Cumberbatch, speaking of nerdy Marvel rules.
I just love all
news.
the names that Benedict Cumberbatch has.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
You can call him anything, and anyone knows what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
But yeah, he just got confirmed to be in the newest Spider-Man MCU film.
Woo woo.
And I'm so excited. There's a rumor going around that it might also include Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, which I think would be great. But I kind of want it to be Andrew Garfield from the Facebook movie. Like,
The Social Network?
yeah, like Tom Holland is like, we've got to stop Electro. And Tobey Maguire's like, oh yeah. And then Andrew Garfield's like, sorry, I forgot my Prada at the cleaner with my hoodie and fuck you flip-flops.
Yeah,
That's so weird.
I always get Andrew Garfield confused with this. That makes no sense with Jay Baruchel.
I was gonna say the Garfield cat.
That's who I thought you were talking about.
Also, the idea that Jay Baruchel was one of the hosts from Popular Mechanics for Kids. Still freaks me out.
And have you seen Goon and his role in that?
Didn't he direct Goon? Write and direct it?
I think he wrote it.
He's real.
I have that same shirt.
Sarah actually has a boyfriend. I owe Rick $10.
We have been talking about Colin Cholak for 4 episodes now, and he has finally made an appearance.
It's kind of funny that it's an appearance, but he doesn't have a mic and there's no video.
Hello.
Oh, that's nice.
He made it.
You want to tell us about your moshing experience at Ricky's?
You moshed at Ricky's?
When Ziad was playing?
I think I was a little too blackout to remember it.
He don't remember.
You were talking about moshing earlier, and it just reminded me. So basically, their one high school friend, Ziad, has a band. He was playing in town here, so him and all of his buddies went to go watch him, and it's just like, Ricky's is small. Like, like that little stage, right?
Yeah.
I just like the idea of that being our venue.
Yeah.
That's the Dow. But Ricky's is one of them. Or Bear's Den. Anyway, so Colin was telling me when he got home that night that he like went up to his one friend and like pushed him, and his friend was like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing that for?" And he like turned around, looked at his other friend, and like pushed him. And then Kevin's like a big rock guy, so he looked at Colin. And he's like, "Yeah!" So they started like going back and forth.
That's not the energy you want in a fight.
But I like to think that was during the slow song. They were doing like a ballad.
Like he's tuning the guitar. He's just not even.
I love this song. I like that. Did you get kicked out? No?
Can't get
They
kicked
give
out of
free
Ricky's.
drinks.
What? I haven't been kicked out of Ricky's yet.
I've never been kicked out of a
I've
bar.
been drunk in public in a while.
Actually, that night I fit like 10 people into my escape, and then we put
Escaped. Just going down the side of the road. Cars just going on each wheel.
Suspension's fucked.
we put All Star on.
Hell yeah. By Smash
And
Mouth?
yeah, because that's Colin's favorite song, and we had my music blaring. It was full volume, and I had 12 people in my car, and we were going from Ricky's to the brew house, and I was like, I'm gonna get pulled over.
So one of the first times I ever like DD'd for my buddies, we went to Red Deer, which is like hometown is Rocky, 40 minutes away, Red Deer, and Red Deer's like a bigger city. So we went out and had a couple drinks at supper, and like I was a good boy, so I didn't even have a beer. And then we're like, oh, let's go to a movie. Fuck it. We'll go to a movie and then we'll hit the bars. So when we were driving to the movie and we're waiting at a red light and someone threw on Any Way You Want It by Journey.
Okay.
And I'm in the front seat, windows down. It's like middle of summer, so all the windows are down, and I'm giving her shit. Like I'm singing, I'm dancing. I look over, and as if on cue, an Escalade rolls up, and the windows all come down, and 3 very attractive women our age just start staring at me, and I had this moment of like fear, and I'm like, I'm never gonna see these people again. We ball, and just sent it. And then we ended up like driving beside them, like because it was like 2 turn left lane, and then you turn into the lane, and then it goes for a bit. And we drove beside them for a very long time, just continued to blast music, and then they just drove off into the sunset. And I'm like, wonder where they went.
And then they got to the bar. They were all the waitresses. Like, why are they rolling together? I don't know.
They carpool.
In an Escalade.
Yeah, in an Escalade with like the whitest girl vehicle you could get. It was awesome.
Servers make bank in Red Deer. Babe, I'm moving.
Remember me.
Oh, dibs on Colin.
I'm moving in.
Fuck you, Rick. I'll keep him warm till you get back.
Sounds good. I'll pick you up in my Escalade.
Dude, I like your deck.
Hey, it's coming along.
Yeah.
99% done.
Colin's got a big deck.
Big deck energy.
Actually, it's got stairs now.
Oh, it got stairs
It's done, yeah. Well, you're not gonna put railings up,
99%.
but
You putting railing or what?
Yeah. Well, that's next year. We're down to 80% next year.
Oh, okay.
99% done this year.
What's left this year?
Side pieces.
Oh, gotcha. Just like some sort of
Yeah, I don't really know deck terminology, but
some sort of trim or something.
a little bit of woodage.
Are you just gonna do like a solid piece of panel, or like you like some like garden thing?
Just
Okay,
mix
gotcha.
up. Let's make up some deck terminology.
Yeah.
That's the starboard bow. Is that?
No, it's all the bow and then port, starboard, and front.
front.
But you have to say front with really nervous energy.
all I can think about
Front.
is that someone who's listening to this podcast after is just going to
Knows.
hear your side and not hear anything that Colin just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you repeat what I say. So we need more deckage.
Yeah, so
We need more deckage.
we need more deckage.
Sarah needs a bigger deck.
Sarah needs a bigger deck.
I have a mic. You don't
I have a
repeat
mic. You don't have to repeat this.
it. All right.
All right.
All right.
know
All
what? Who
right.
needs a
All
yard?
All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
No, ladies.
No, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who needs a yard when it can all just be deck anyway? All
See you later, dude.
Bye.
I got a work meeting. Kind of.
He has a work meeting at a bar.
Hey, don't say that on air.
Love you. Have fun.
You got him in trouble.
Serious work meeting.
Love you,
very
have
serious work
fun.
meeting. What a solid.
Obsessed with him.
What a solid piece of man. All my friends have really good-looking boyfriends.
Oh my god, I can't with him.
Shout out Sky and her boyfriend Jesse.
Yeah.
Even though Jesse's my friend too, it's just funner to me to think he's just my friend's boyfriend. Oh. Well, we can probably cut this one short. It's Thanksgiving weekend. We all got stuff to do. So, anybody else got anything they want to say?
Bye.
Oh.
I'm cutting Rich Mike for the rest of the thing. All right. Yeah. Thanks for listening. If you're out there, have a great Thanksgiving weekend.
Be safe.
Hope you guys see family, but at a reasonable, safe proximity, and eat lots of good food. And thanks for listening. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.